Oh my God, what have I done?
Multivitamins. They sit on almost every shelf in every pharmacy and supermarket. They promise energy, protection, and a longer, healthier life. But what if I told you that behind the shiny labels and colorful capsules lies a shocking truth? A truth that Big Pharma doesn't want you to know. In fact, what you're swallowing every morning might not just be useless. It could actually be working against your health. In today's video, we're pulling back the curtain on the multivitamin industry, exposing how it really works, the hidden dangers no one talks about, and what you should be doing instead. Stick around until the very end, because I'll reveal the single biggest mistake most people make when trying to boost their health with supplements. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Everywhere you look, whether it's your local pharmacy, the supermarket, or even gas stations, you'll see shelves lined with colorful bottles of multivitamins. They're marketed as the modern-day solution to all your problems: lack of energy, poor immunity, stress, or even aging. One little pill is supposed to do it all, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want that? A quick fix. A shortcut to better health without changing your lifestyle. No need to fix your diet. No need to exercise more consistently. Just swallow a capsule and feel like you're in control. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Research shows that this promise of health in a bottle is mostly an illusion. Multiple large-scale studies, including one published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, have concluded that multivitamins don't actually prevent chronic diseases, don't extend lifespan, and in some cases may even cause harm. Yet people keep buying them. Why? Because the industry has mastered the art of psychology. They know that consumers fear nutrient deficiencies. They know we worry about fatigue, stress, or getting older, and they capitalize on that fear. With powerful marketing campaigns, celebrity endorsements, and flashy packaging, they don't sell vitamins. They sell reassurance. They make you feel safe, even if what's inside the bottle offers very little real protection. And here's the kicker. Most people don't realize that many of the biggest vitamin brands are owned by the same pharmaceutical giants and processed food corporations that profit when people stay sick. That's right. The companies that fill store shelves with sugary cereals, soda, and fast food chains are also behind many of the supplements you're taking. Do you really think their goal is to make you healthier? Or to keep you dependent? The illusion of health is powerful, and it's the first trap millions of people fall into. But in the next chapter, we'll dig even deeper, because what's inside many of these pills is not only ineffective, but in some cases, shockingly dangerous. When most people picture a multivitamin, they imagine something pure, natural, maybe even extracted from fruits and vegetables. That's the image advertisers want in your head: sunshine, orchards, green fields in the background. But the reality? What's actually inside many multivitamin pills often comes from laboratories, chemical plants, and even petroleum byproducts. Let's take a closer look. Many common forms of vitamins you'll find in store-bought multivitamins are synthetic versions. They're cheaper to produce, last longer on the shelf, and provide massive profit margins for the companies selling them. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't always recognize or absorb these artificial compounds the same way it does nutrients from real food. Instead of giving you energy or improving your health, some of these synthetic forms can build up in your system, creating toxic effects over time. For example, synthetic vitamin A has been linked to liver toxicity and even birth defects when consumed in excess. Synthetic beta-carotene, often made from petroleum, was found in studies to increase lung cancer risk in smokers. Folic acid, a cheap substitute for natural folate, can build up in the bloodstream for people with a common genetic mutation, raising risks of cancer and immune system suppression, and that's just the beginning. The scary truth is that many of these so-called nutrients inside your multivitamin are not only less effective, but potentially harmful when taken over long periods of time. So here's the question you should be asking yourself. If the companies know this, and trust me, they do, why would they keep using these ingredients? The answer is simple: profit. Synthetic ingredients cost pennies to make, but they can be sold to you for dollars. And because the average person doesn't read labels carefully, they get away with it. This is where the shocking reality starts to unfold. The very pill you take every morning with the hope of protecting your health may actually be eroding it one dose at a time. And in the next chapter, we'll expose the business model behind it, the financial engine that drives this billion-dollar industry to keep selling you false hope in a bottle. Now that we've uncovered what's really inside many multivitamins, the next logical question is, why? Why would an industry knowingly sell products that are cheap, ineffective, and in some cases harmful? The answer comes down to one word: profit. The global vitamin and supplement industry is worth over $150 billion and growing every single year. Think about that for a moment. That's not a health initiative, that's a money-making empire. And when that much money is on the line, the goal is not necessarily to make people healthier. The goal is to keep people buying. Here's how it works. Most major vitamin brands are owned by pharmaceutical companies, food giants, or chemical corporations. These companies already have massive supply chains, marketing budgets, and global distribution networks. By producing vitamins with cheap synthetic ingredients, they can manufacture pills for just a few cents and sell them to you for 20, 30, even 50 times the cost. But the profit machine goes even deeper. The same corporations selling you multivitamins are often behind the processed foods, sodas, and snacks that contribute to poor health in the first place. It's a cycle. They sell you the junk food, which makes you deficient in nutrients, and then they sell you the supplements to fix the problem they helped create. They win on both ends. And here's something most people don't realize. In many countries, including the United States, the supplement industry is barely regulated compared to pharmaceuticals. That means companies can get away with using low-quality fillers, misleading labels, and exaggerated claims without much oversight. They can promise immune support or better energy without ever proving it scientifically. It's not about your health. It's about keeping you a loyal customer. The pill you think is protecting you may just be another cog in a billion-dollar machine designed to maximize shareholder profits. And this leads us to an even more disturbing question. If Big Pharma and Big Food are working hand in hand to control this industry, what aren't they telling you about the long-term consequences of taking these supplements? In the next chapter, we'll look at the hidden dangers, the side effects and risks that could be silently impacting your health while you think you're doing the right thing. Up until now, we've seen that multivitamins often contain synthetic ingredients and that the industry thrives on profit rather than health. But here's where things get truly alarming. Many of these ingredients don't just fail to help you, they can actively harm your body over time. Let's break this down. Take synthetic vitamin A, for example. Unlike natural vitamin A from foods like liver, eggs, or cod liver oil, the synthetic version builds up in the liver and fat cells. Excess levels have been linked to liver damage, bone loss, and even birth defects in pregnant women. And yet, it's still a common ingredient in many cheap supplements. Or look at folic acid. It sounds harmless, right? But for nearly 40% of the population with a genetic variation called MTHFR, folic acid isn't properly converted into its active form. Instead, it circulates unmetabolized in the bloodstream, creating risks of cancer and immune suppression. Imagine taking something every day, believing it's protecting you, when in reality it's slowly stacking the odds against your health. And then there's iron. Many multivitamins proudly add it. But here's the truth. Too much iron is highly toxic. Unlike other nutrients, your body has no easy way to get rid of it. Excess iron builds up, damaging organs and increasing risks of diabetes, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. For men and postmenopausal women especially, those daily doses of iron could be doing far more harm than good. Even minerals like calcium carbonate, marketed as bone support, can backfire. Instead of strengthening your skeleton, excess calcium in the wrong form can deposit in arteries and kidneys, raising the risk of heart attacks and kidney stones, and the list goes on. Cheap magnesium that causes diarrhea and electrolyte loss, vitamin D2 that's far less effective than natural D3, omega-6 oils that promote inflammation instead of reducing it, copper in the wrong ratios that contributes to brain degeneration. These aren't minor side effects. These are risks that can quietly build up in your body for years without you even realizing it, until it's too late. And here's the most disturbing part. Companies know this. The studies are out there, the evidence is clear. But as long as sales keep climbing, The dangers remain hidden behind glossy labels and catchy slogans. So the next time you open that bottle of multivitamins, ask yourself, are you... We've exposed the illusion, the synthetic ingredients, the profit machine, and the hidden dangers. But here's the good news. You don't need to depend on a pill from Big Pharma to protect your health. In fact, the most powerful supplement has been around all along: real, whole food. Nature already provides everything the body needs to thrive. Instead of swallowing synthetic compounds made in factories, you can get vital nutrients directly from the foods your ancestors relied on for centuries. For example, vitamin A from egg yolks, liver, and cod liver oil. Vitamin C from fresh fruits like oranges, kiwis, and berries. Magnesium from leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Iron from red meat and organ meats, in a form your body actually recognizes and absorbs. Omega-3s from fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. But it's not just about single nutrients. Whole foods come packaged with cofactors, enzymes, and other compounds that help your body absorb and use vitamins in the way nature intended. Something no synthetic pill can ever replicate. And let's not forget lifestyle. Regular sunlight exposure for natural vitamin D. Exercise to strengthen bones, muscles, and circulation. Stress management and quality sleep to support your immune system. These are the real supplements to health. Now, does this mean there's never a place for supplements? Not necessarily. In cases of specific deficiencies or medical conditions, high-quality bioavailable supplements prescribed by a knowledgeable professional can be helpful, but they should never replace a nutrient-rich diet, and they should never be chosen blindly from the supermarket shelf. Here's the bottom line. Multivitamins promise health in a pill, but the truth is that real health is built day by day, meal by meal, habit by habit. Big Pharma may not want you to know this, but you already hold the power to transform your health. Not with a capsule, but with conscious choices. So next time you reach for that bottle of multivitamins, pause and ask yourself, is this truly serving my body or just serving their bottom line? And if you found this eye-opening, don't stop here. Take the next step. Start small. Swap processed snacks for whole foods. Get more sun. Move more. Rest better. These changes may not come in a shiny bottle, but they're the real medicine your body has been waiting for. So here's the truth. You don't need to rely on synthetic pills sold by Big Pharma to protect your health. Real nutrition, real lifestyle changes. That's where true health begins. If this video opened your eyes, do me a favor. Don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button so this message reaches more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. We've got plenty more eye-opening topics coming your way, and I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever questioned what's really inside your supplements? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Remember, your health is in your hands, not in a bottle. See you in the next video.
Oh my God, what have I done?